easy and developmentally stimulating activities to help entertain your toddler throughout the day? Here are 10 activities that take less than 5 minutes of prep time, use things that most people have around the house, and provide endless fun for your kiddo. Hi, I'm Merrit, a first-time mom to a 15-month-old daughter, and I share content that helps stay-at-home moms create a fun and enriching environment to help their kiddos learn through play. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on that bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a video. But this video is about 10 easy activities to help entertain your toddler, so let's dive right on into it. The first activity is called posting, and this can be done in a multitude of ways. Basically, you take a container of sorts and cut a hole or a slit in the top of the container that the child can then push various objects through. So a popular option is taking an old coffee canister and again cutting a hole in the lid of the canister and then having the kid push pom-poms through that hole. This provides some fine motor skill development for the kid and is honestly one of those popular games with my 15-month-old daughter at the moment. She can spend like half an hour happily by herself just sitting there posting things into whatever container I gave her. You can buy posting activities. I personally have a box from the Love Every Play subscription, but like I said, you can make it with an old cardboard cereal box, just cutting a slit in the top and sliding playing cards through, or you can use an old tissue box and have them put tissues or other fabric pieces into the tissue box. It really is a very flexible activity that you can use with anything that you have around the house. Discarded recyclables are a popular choice for DIYing this yourself. Another great activity is scooping and pouring. So this is another activity that you can personalize pretty much endlessly with whatever you have around the house, but the idea is to have the kiddo scoop an item from one bin and put it into another bin. Now they can be scooping rice, they can be scooping pom-poms, they can be scooping cereal, and anything you can put in one container that they can scoop with like a spoon or a little scoop or even a cup from like a set of stacking cups, and then dump it into the other container. The containers can be bins, they can be bowls. Again, whatever you have around the house, this is a very flexible activity, and it helps them with gross motor development by providing that, scooping, hand-eye coordination, moving to the other container and dumping out into the second container. You can also talk to your kiddo about the sounds that they're hearing during that activity while they're scooping and then while they're pouring, and you can also have them kind of just play around in their hands and have a little fun sensory activity. We are very child-led learning in this household, and so we like to just kind of take the kids' lead, and if they're not into the specific activity that you are outlining for them, to just let them have fun and play in their own way. But onto the third activity, you can collect various items from around the house that have different textures. So you can grab something soft like a fuzzy blanket, you can grab something rough like a piece of sandpaper or some Velcro, you can grab something sticky from the kitchen or something like a spiked ball that they can feel, and just kind of line up all of the various textures that you have collected and let your kid explore and just talk to them about this feels soft while this feels rough, and encourage them to feel it with their hands, maybe rub it over their arms or on their back, and just kind of let kids have that fun sensory tactile experience with different textures. Kids are very tactile. That's why they're constantly, they want to touch and get into everything, and they can kind of stroke things that they are exploring with their fingertips to kind of get a feel for it. So allowing them to really explore a bunch of different textures at once can be very stimulating and exciting for them. The fourth activity doesn't require any supplies at all, and this is basically just sitting down and mimicking sounds with your kids. So this can be sounds made with your mouth. You can hum, you can say a certain sound over and over again, like ba ba ba, and encourage them to do the same sound. You can clap with your hands, or you can kind of make a sound with, say, I'm scratching the arm of the chair right now. Whatever sound you want to do, just kind of have fun with it and encourage the child to make whatever sound you're making as well. And if you have a little bit older of a toddler, you can kind of add patterns into this game and encourage them to copy the pattern. So say you clap your hands once and then twice, and then have them clap once and then twice to kind of have them have an introduction to patterns and copying whatever pattern that you are displaying to them. You can also play around with the pitch of your voice, long versus short sounds, loud versus soft, and kind of help them really learn and appreciate the differences in those types of sounds, and just, yeah, again, have fun playing with sound. The fifth activity I have to share with you guys is creating your very own ball run. And again, this can be easily created with recyclable items like paper towel rolls and toilet paper rolls, or any other cylindrical or even rectangular if you're really in a pinch. You can tape these to the wall using masking tape to kind of line them up and create your own ball run on the wall, and then take pom-poms or even small wooden balls and drop them down your ball run, and the kid can, you know, obviously watch the ball run through the various trail that you made on your wall. You can go from really simplistic ball runs using just a single tube and dropping the ball down the tube, to adding in as many tubes as you want and creating intricate systems to drop different balls down and go different paths. Again, this all depends on what you feel like doing, what your child is most interested in, and the developmental age of your child. This next activity is another sensory one, but this is exploring the sense of smell. So you place multiple cotton rounds inside a variety of stacking cups, and on each cotton round you place a couple of drops of different essential oils. So one cotton round might have peppermint, one might have lemon, some might have orange. And then encourage your child to pick up those stacking cups and smell the cotton round inside, and they can smell that each, you know, essential oil obviously has a different scent, and you can have some sweet citrus scents, you can have some, you know, kind of tangy scents like the peppermint. There really are such a wide variety of different scents that you can explore by using essential oils. You could also use spices from your kitchen, but that might get a little messy using actual ground up spices as opposed to an essential oil that can soak into a cotton round. I personally use Young Living essential oils. Those are the only oils that I trust to use around my child because I know that they don't have any toxic additives in them. They are 100% pure. So those are the only ones, like I said, that I feel safe using around my kiddo. And again, this activity can be very, very flexible based on your needs and the available supplies that you have to work with. Just kind of play around with it and make your own. At the end of the day, it's all about just experiencing those different scents. So whatever way that you can make that work, even if that is smelling spices right out of the jar, that gets the job done. The seventh activity is painting with water, and this is particularly popular with moms who don't feel like doing a lot of cleanup, which, let's be honest, is all of us. So you can basically set your kiddo up with some colored construction paper. The color makes it a lot more fun to work with rather than just plain white, because when you paint with a sponge paintbrush and water, it's a lot easier to see the changing color of the colored construction paper as opposed to white paper. So essentially you can give your toddler a wet sponge brush. You don't even have to give them a bowl of water. You can wet the sponge yourself if you don't trust your toddler with a full container of water right next to them, and they can just go to town painting water right on the construction paper. And like I said, the water makes the construction paper change colors, and it's just a really fun, relatively mess-free craft activity for toddlers. Next up, you can encourage your child to thread pipe cleaners through the holes of a colander. This works really, really well to practice their fine motor skills, as they have to get the, you know, very thin pipe cleaner through the tiny little holes in the colander. You can also do this with discarded paper towel rolls if you would like to hole punch different holes throughout the whole tube. If, for example, you don't want your kid playing with a colander, or you don't own a colander, or whatever. Again, I like to kind of have activities that are very flexible and very easy, little to no prep, and it's just kind of easy to slap together if I'm in need of an activity. So, like I said, you could just have them thread pipe cleaners through whatever small hole that you were able to find or create for them. You could also take the punched paper towel roll and pre-thread the pipe cleaners through, and kind of bend the pipe cleaners to have a knot on either end, and have your toddler pull them back and forth as a little pull toy. Toddlers go crazy for those types of activities and will just sit there playing with experimenting, pulling the different colored pipe cleaners, you know, back and forth through the tube for, you know, I don't want to say hours, because let's be honest, they're still toddlers, but for a nice amount of time to let mom have a minute to herself. Next up, I have the hide the bean game, which is actually a pretty popular game among adults as well. So basically, you take a small toy like a pom-pom, or I don't know, even an actual bean if you want, and place it under a cup. This can be like, you know, a plastic cup, a cup from your kitchen, or one of their stacking cups. even a bowl if you have, if you don't have any cups readily available, and you have a similar bowl or a similar cup that has nothing under it. You show the kiddo that there is the pom-pom bean, whatever, under the one cup and nothing under the other, and then you do the, switcheroo, kind of move them around. You can customize this to your child's age. Obviously, if they're younger, you might want to just kind of switch them once and then have them guess where the bean is. Or if you have an older kiddo, you can move them around quite a bit and have them kind of track the bean with their eyes. I would do it obviously relatively slow since they are toddlers. And then as your child ages, you can, move it around more, move things faster, add in maybe even a third, fourth, or fifth cup, and just kind of play around and have them guess where the little pom-pom or bean is at the end of the little switcheroo. And even if you have a really, really young toddler that might not be able to grasp the whole guessing where the bean is, it still is fun for them to lift up the various cups to see if there is something under that cup or not. So even if you have a relatively young, 12 to 15 month old baby, they can still have fun with this activity. All right, the 10th and last activity that I have to share with you guys today is all about color sorting. So you'll want a couple different colors of construction paper that you will just lay out flat in front of your toddler, and then have a couple different various toys or items of the same colors as the construction paper for them to place on the corresponding colored paper. So for example, with a younger toddler, you could have 2 different colors of paper, a yellow and a blue, and then hand them a couple different, some yellow pom-poms, some blue pom-poms, some yellow, small toys, some blocks, maybe anything that can kind of fit on the paper and fits with that color. And they just can sit there and color sort, put all the yellow pom-poms on the yellow paper and the blue pom-poms on the blue paper. And again, like I said, with all of the other activities, you can kind of scale things up or down based on your child's interest, age, and development. You can add in more colors. You can just stick to just one type of manipulative to put on the construction paper, or you can add in multiple different types, like I said, pom-poms, blocks, peg people, whatever. And yeah, just kind of make it yours, whatever you have available and feel is appropriate for your kiddo to entertain them. So I hope you enjoyed these 10 easy activities to do at home with your toddler, with mostly items that you have around the home. Let me know which you're most excited to attempt in the comments below. I would love to hear what you are most excited to try playing with your toddler, and I would also love to hear how it went. Be sure to tag me on Instagram if you share a story or a picture of you doing the activities with your kid. I would love to see them. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked these ideas, and I will know to make more of these activity idea videos for you guys. And subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on those videos. Turn on the bell notification to be notified when they go live, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!